Nakatl.
Meanwhile, things are underway in the Terry So Reitbauer match.
I think let's hang out. Okay, that gives him exactly 7.
Did not have a land. And there's a step links, potentially towering step links for
2 fetch lands
for Bram.
All right, we'll keep you updated on that. But meanwhile, Reitbauer and So are off to the races in their 4th game. Terry trying to clinch a spot in the finals. Putrid Leech comes down on turn 2 for David Reitbauer. Reitbauer is at 19, having cracked a fetch land for that forest. And Terry draws for his 2nd turn. There's that M10 duel, untapped, thanks to the forest, and a Lotus Cobra.
So what standard deck did you see this weekend that is not represented in the top 8? We were talking about Ball Lightning.
Oh, the green-white decks were the ones I saw that looked really good. Sort of Knight of the Reliquary, Myria Angel. Those decks looked really good to me. I mean, I guess we sort of had that vibe here. I mean, they're different. There's a whole bunch of different ways. I feel like there's like a 100 to 200 card green-white touch blue deck that everybody, like, which 60 do I actually care about? Right? Do I run Baneslayer? Some people had Baneslayer, some people didn't. Some people had a Myria Angel, some people didn't. Sometimes Knight of the Reliquary, sometimes no. Honor the Pure, Ajani, there's just like all these cards that, you know, the collective deck building brains of the world has not yet settled in on exactly the right way to build that sort of white deck. I mean, it's clear that white gives you a lot of awesome tools with Ranger of Eos, with Path to Exile, Celestial Purge, Oblivion Ring, Brave the Elements. There's all these awesome white utility cards that potentially get the removal you need and the card advantage you need to have a good game against almost everybody. But I don't know. I just feel like that deck hasn't been perfected yet.
Sure.
You know, it hasn't. You know, the Jund deck. Everybody's got almost exactly the same Jund deck. You know, the millions of matches or millions of hours have sort of fine-tuned that down, and everybody kind of knows the right way to build Jund. But I think it's green-white. Like, to me, a Myria Angel Knight of the Reliquary looks so good that I feel like the optimal version of that deck will have green. But I don't know how many other colors it has and exactly what details.
I think the deck that was super exciting to me.
Another Terminate. Wow, look at the removal from Reitbauer. Bolt, Terminate. He is on the offense. We were saying last time he needs the mid-game, right? So supposed to be the aggro deck, but his Cobra got bolted, his other Cobra got bolted, his Thoktar got terminated, and now Putrid Leech and Sprouting Thrynax are taking giant chunks out of Terry's life total. He's already down to 7.
With those 2 lightning bolts cleared, this Great Sable Stag is a very nice blocker.
Yeah, Great Sable Stag.
Is there a 3rd lightning bolt for Reitbauer?
Oh, Burst Lightning to your head. Sable Stag picks off one of them, but the Burst Lightning is fatal. Wow, what a blowout. David Reitbauer and his Jund deck go aggro and turn the tables on Terry So. They are headed to 5. Look at Reitbauer. He's breathing a little hard. He's like, wow, that just happened, didn't it? I did do that. Awesome. Wow, 4 pieces of removal. He's able to go aggro. He had the Putrid Leech. He's able to bolt, clear a blocker, attack, bolt, attack, terminate, attack. Wow.
Let's take a look at David Reitbauer's career.
Yeah, he's 27. He's from Austria. He was on the Austrian team that almost won the world's team title in 07, losing to Switzerland. 55 pro points and a bunch more. He's got at least 16 more today. He's hoping he'd rather have 25. Rather have a world championship title. And Austria could pull the double, right? Austria is in position to potentially win both the team title and the individual title. We shall see. All right. I think, let's see, we should go check in on table A. Give us that overhead from A.
We're going to go look at the other match.
Yes.
We see Andre Coimbra attacking with
yeah, Coimbra is attacking.
He's just burst lightning to clear a Ranger of Eos.
Yeah, this was a particularly slow draw for Bram.
And
Coimbra's really taking advantage of it.
That's a 4/4 wild.
Oran Reef turns the Nakatl into a 4/4. Coimbra still got gas thanks to all the he's just the Ranger gave him those 2 Nacatls. So sure looks like Coimbra's going to take game 3. This is not a position that the Bushwhacker deck usually comes back from. I mean, how does it come back? It basically involves Baneslayer Angel, and no answer from
Isn't that the
Coimbra?
answer to almost every scenario in Standard? How do I get out of this? If only I had a Baneslayer Angel. Playing 4 would go a long way to doing that for Bram. Seems like Bram's in the tank trying to figure out his way out.
Yep.
It's going to start. I believe he tutored up 2 Elite Vanguards last turn with his Ranger Vios. Played 1 and then plays another now.
So takes out the big Nacatl. Chooses to leave the planes untapped rather than play a second Vanguard. Or no, he played the other Vanguard last turn and traded it off against a... All right. What does Coimbra have left?
Pretty sure he has a Baneslayer Angel in a second.
Oh, yeah? That seems good.
Well, he plays 4, so...
All right. Hierarch. So Exalted means that Ranger of Eos attacks is a 4/3. Seems like a nice little play. But Bram has Path to Exile. So bye-bye Ranger. Coimbra does get another land.
Path to Exile also sort of clears the way for the Baneslayer Angel to
it does.
board.
I mean, I don't think Bram had a choice there.
Yeah.
Doesn't really want to chump block. He has to hope Coimbra's out of gas, however unlikely it is. Coimbra plays a land. That gets him to 5.
Nope.
Uses it for a Thoktar. So this is still game 3. These guys are tied 1 game apiece. Coimbra seems to be winning this game, looking to take a 2-1 lead.
Bram plays
But
Baneslayer
Bram
Angel.
draws and plays Baneslayer Angel.
Doesn't sound like Andre had the answer. He would have...
Wouldn't have taken him very long
Wouldn't have
to...
taken him very long to deal with that on the end of his opponent's turn.
Yeah, that does not seem to require a lot of thinking. With no Baneslayer Angel from Coimbra, this game could totally turn around, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But
Oh, wow, look at that turn. Baneslayer of his own and a Thoktar.
Bram is at 5.
Yeah.
And Andre has Baneslayer superiority thanks to that Noble Hierarch.
True. Does that mean... And Bram can't afford to attack here, right? And he loses to the... He can't use the Baneslayer to block anybody else either. Oh, Journey to Nowhere on the Baneslayer. Wow, this game is turning around for Bram Snapfangers. Now what?
I don't believe he can attack still.
He can almost
He
attack,
attacks,
right?
he gets to 10. He takes 7 on the crack back. chump blocks one of the woolly Thokdars.
Yeah, he can only if he attacks, he'll be obliged to chump. If he leaves Baneslayer on defense, then Coimbra is unlikely to attack.
Yeah, he just given the cards on the board, he loses the race over the next 2 turns.
Yeah, but if he just had any random guy, setting up another elite Vanguard or something, double block Thoktar.
Go to 4. Thinking better of it.
4.
I mean, Bram's got to feel vulnerable. If Coimbra draws a Baneslayer answer, he just dies. So, playing defense and trusting your Baneslayer is going to stay alive is kind of sketchy. He'd rather figure out a way to navigate things such that he can actually attack and potentially end the game.
I'm going to search again. I'll search again.
Ooh, he does have Ranger. Couple Vanguards, maybe? I don't know how many he's got left. Yeah, I would attack here. He gets a Step Links and a Vanguard. I think he's supposed to attack with his Baneslayer. He's got 2 blockers available, so he's not going to die on the crackback. Even if Coimbra has a removal spell, he can't. He's only going to get in for 7 or 8. 8. And Bram will be at 9.
Go.
Oh, he leaves it on defense. Interesting. That's fine, but I mean, why not go ahead and take a 5-point bite out of Andre's life total? I mean, he effectively gave him a turn, like 4 turns from now, you know what I mean? I mean, it keeps his creatures alive, but... Okay, now you're definitely attacking. So Snepfanger's up to 9, Coimbra down to 14. Bram's hand has got a Vanguard and a Step Links in it that he got from that Ranger, so more blockers on the ground. Oh my goodness, another Baneslayer! Bram Snepfangers has drawn multiple Baneslayers off the top of his deck. He's now in great shape to take game 3.
AKA all his Baneslayers.
Yeah, he only runs the 2. Wow. Coimbra just shrugs and passes the turn back. What's he going to do?
I believe he's going to die.
Baneslayer. That drops Coimbra to 4.
That's Burst Lightning.
Snepfanger says, kick this. Ball game. Wow. The Dutch veteran.
Bram Snepfanger says, polish me a plaque for Cooperstown.
Snepfangers takes game 3. He's now 2-1 up. He only needs to win 1 of the next 2 to go through to the finals. Who would he play if he got there? They only need 1 game left to determine whether David Reitbauer or Terry So goes to the finals. So we'll go back. We'll check out their game 5. Terry leads with a Jungle Shrine. Dueling Tri-Lands. Lotus Cobra from Terry So, threatening an explosive start. The way this matchup is played out, So has the advantage in the early turns. His game plan is to just out-aggro the Jund player. So Burst Lightning knocks his Cobra away. This is the way Reitbauer draw it up. He wants to trade card for card, card for card. Goblin Guide comes into play. Master of the Wild Hunt on top. Does Terry not have a 3rd land? Or is he thinking? Whoa, no 3rd land. Terry's like, can I attack myself with Goblin Guide?
I heard it worked that way in playtest.
Reitbauer's hand looks like it's got a couple of Maelstrom Pulses in it. It's got some land. His game plan is to just trade cards, get into the late game where his Cascade engine and his bigger, more powerful spells can win in the game later.
Right.
Terry So's plan.
Those cascade scratch-offs.
Terry So's plan is to come out fast and aggressive and put so much pressure on Reitbauer that he doesn't have time to set up his card advantage, the engine. I don't know about engine, but all the 2-for-1s, 2-for-1s, 2-for-1s.
There's a Verdant Catacombs.
Yeah. Passes the turn back to Terry, who I'm sure really, really, really wants to draw a land. And does not. Goblin Guide attacks. Flip reveals a Bloodbraid Elf. Well, the good news is it's not a free land. The bad news is it's a very good card. Yeah, Terry ships the turn. No third land. Yeah, Reitbauer grins.
Thanks
Terry
for letting
just
me know
kind of
not
shrugs.
to break my fetch land.
That's too bad to see it end this way. Yeah, Reitbauer's hand is quite saucy. Bloodbraid, Pulse, Pulse, Master of the Haunt, and all the land he needs to cast everything. Do you bother pulsing a Goblin Guide? No, you just Bloodbraid here, right?
Yeah.
See what happens. Whatever it is, it's probably good.
We know the Bloodbraid is going to get Celestial Purged. One of the few cards Terry's able to cast, given a target.
We'll take a real quick break after these two matches are over. We'll be back with the team finals. That's what's on deck. China versus Austria.
Get to look at China's standard take on Jund, which has Vampire Nighthawks.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Reitbauer does play out a Bloodbraid Elf, spins up a Maelstrom Pulse.
Says, sure, I'll
Down
use this Maelstrom Pulse.
Yeah. Down goes Goblin Guide. And in comes Bloodbraid Elf. Does get purged, like we expected. Okay. So the board's even, right? Yeah, not exactly. Terry draws very slowly, and it's another great Sable Stag. Would be pretty good against Reitbauer's hand. There's no lightning bolts in Reitbauer's hand. But they don't do Terry any good in his hand. So Reitbauer cracks a fetched land. He's at 4. It's the time for the other Bloodbraid. His Jund deck is just relentless. You said you either just deserved to be a Jund deck in this finals. It's been such the boogeyman in Standard for the last month or so.
Master
of the Hunt
comes into play as
and Oran Reef pumps it up.
See a little shake of Reitbauer's hand. You can feel how close he is.
Yeah, he can. Totally can. I think the Master's a better play there on Bloodbraid, right? There's no targets if a creature removal spell gets spun up, so hold back the Bloodbraid.
Nothing from Terry.
Wow, nothing from Terry. That's a shame. Now, okay, fine. My Bloodbraid's a 4-power attacker thanks to Oran Reef. Maybe I'd just do that. No, he doesn't. Instead, it's a Putrid Leech and another Putrid Leech. And Oran Reef means both of those get a counter. I think the Wolf gets a counter too because it came into play this turn.
Yes, it does.
Oh, Lotus Cobra off the top for Terry.
Taunting him.
Oh, jeez.
And the critics of Lotus Cobra, this is sort of exactly the scenario.
This is why you don't play it?
This is what people don't like about it very much.
Sure.
It doesn't help you. It only helps you when you already have. You're going to make all your land drops and do all your stuff that your deck is normally going to do anyway.
Yeah.
So there should be a counter on that Wolf.
Oh, this one also has should have
Sure.
have a token.
Yeah, they notice it.
Yeah.
The 3/3.
Yeah.
Drop.
Yeah.
Hard to imagine how Terry So comes back from this.
He takes 6, 10.
terminate your Lotus Cobra because that's lethal. There's the handshake, and we're done. David Reitbauer, 3-2, blows out a mana screwed Terry So in Game 5.
An embarrassment of riches in that game.
Terry was up 2-1. He was 1 game away, but Reitbauer came back. He wins Game 4. He wins Game 5, and we can't believe it. Look at him. That's the smile. That is the smile of a man who is now about to play for the World Championship.
And $45,000.
He is super happy. He's delighted to be here. He's been on stage once before as a member of the Austrian team. They came up short. They finished second to Switzerland a couple years ago. David will be trying to get the job done here. Wow.
That's Terry So's second semifinal exit.
Yep. Great player. Well, I'm sure we'll see him again someday.
He just won a qualifier for Pro Tour San Diego. So he is actually qualified for San Diego on Pro Tour.
There you go.
PTQ
Won a PTQ. So who will be playing David Reitbauer? Who will be trying to slay the Jund Menace in the finals? Will it be Bram Snepvangers with his Boris Bushwhacker deck? Or will it be Andre Coimbra with the Naya Lightsaber specifically designed to beat Jund? Bram leads with a Steplinks. This is game number 4. Bram is up 2-1. Came back with a couple of Baneslayers to win a Game 3 that we had all but written him off in. Nakatl for Coimbra on the second turn. Fetch land, but with the trigger on the stack. Coimbra lightning bolts the Steplinks. Down comes another. Bram will save his fetch land for later. Fetch land also means the Steplinks can potentially beat up Nakatl, barring a plains. Right, it's a 2-2 Nakatl. So there's Arid Mesa. Now that can be a 3-3 Nakatl. Do you attack or do you block if you're Coimbra? Like, he can attack now, but he'd rather have his Nakatl available for defense. I don't know. If you look at Coimbra's hand, has got Rangers and Ajani's in it. So he just wants to stay alive. If he stays alive long enough to cast the super powerful spells in his hand, he's golden. That was Brahm's hand. Yeah, here's Coimbra. Path, Ajani.
It's possible that
Ranger,
he'll path his own.
Path his own Nakatl to get the 4th mana.
Here, yeah.
I think he's hoping for Bram to path. He's like, come on, path my Nakatl, path my Nakatl. Antoine Ruel definitely making his presence felt. His invitational winning Ranger Vios is in both of these decks. All right, Steplinks attacks. There's 2 fetch lands and a land play for the turn, so that Steplinks is already a 2-3. Bram's like double taking. Okay, why are you doing this exactly? He wants Bram to. I mean, Coimbra's actually played this pretty smart. This is going to force Bram to go ahead and crack a fetch land, and we know.
So now it's a 4-5.
That Coimbra's got a path in his hand, so he's probably going to path here to keep his Nakatl alive, I would think. And like you said, outside chance he'll path his own Nakatl. In fact, with Coimbra's hand, it's 4 mana, 4 mana, 4 mana. Like, which do you path?
I think I would seriously consider pathing the wild Nakatl here.
Seems a little crazy. Like, he can.
Nope.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, having that 3/3 blocker is going to buy you some time, right?
But you also have to respect giving the extra lands to Bram, who's then
he's shown
able to
3.
build his big turns, accelerate out his Ranger of Eos.
Snapdranger's figuring out which land to get with his fetch land. So he cracks the other fetch land in addition. One of our Twitter followers has pointed out Saito also cracked 300 pro points. He's at 301 after his top 16 here. All right, Brown's got a lightning bolt for the Nakatl. And, of course, Skyfisher. Is that a land? It was. The M10 land comes into play untapped, so just what Andre Coimbra needed. Now, a Johnny? Yes. A Johnny and kill the Skyfisher. Oh, wait, Coimbra needed a land there. And he did. He found it. Drew exactly what he needed.
Coimbra goes up to 21 on the lightning helix-like effect. There's a Ranger of Eos from Bram.
David Reitbauer waits in the finals for the winner of this match.
Goes and gets Boros Bushwhacker and Elite Vanguard.
Sure. He really is setting up for a great next turn. Reitbauer, before he plays that finals, though, he gets to turn into an audience member and watch the Austrian team to see if they can get the job done against China.
So you keep one of Brahm's lands tapped here. Play a Ranger.
A mountain, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, keeping a plains tap might keep him off of.
Well, but if you can't